Our guest on today's program is the first Indian to have been made president of the SOS Children's Villages International. His own association with the organization began when he was just 10 years old, when he met the founder father of the SOS Villages, Dr. Herman Miner. He spent 34 years setting up and developing SOS villages in India and Asia. He's been awarded several times by the governments of Vietnam, Cambodia, and Sri Lanka for his commitment to the welfare of needy and orphan children. Siddhartha Kaul, I welcome you to our show.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about the concept of SOS villages. It began some 40-50 years ago in Europe and then came to India. And it's a very unique concept. It's a village with a mother and children, and it's a proper family.
We started in 1949. Our founder, Dr. Herman Miner, started in Austria. After the Second War, there were a lot of children who had lost their families. And he was trying to find a way that children could be brought up in a family environment. They didn't have to be segregated. So it took a lot of time for him to develop his concepts, which are based on 4 principles. Every child needs a mother. Basically, every child has to have one long-term relationship on which the child can trust, can feel confident in, and is not worried. We also wanted to keep all the brothers and sisters together. So the children should not be separated. And they need their own home. Because you need a security of a home. Something which is your ownership, and you're not dependent. So every child has a mother, has brothers and sisters, they have their own home, and they need a community. So a children's village is something comprises of number of such families living together. So he started in a small town, very well known for skiing, Imst in Austria. And the concept was very unique, and it got very easily picked up in Europe at that time because there were a lot of kids in Europe. Until 1964, it remained within Europe. And then it started to move out. First from Europe, it came to Asia. The first country in Asia was South Korea, because they had just also gone through the Korean War. And then it came to India. And my father was by training a social worker living in US, and he met Dr. Miner in Vienna for the first time. And then he returned to India in 1964 because he was convinced that this was the way to bring up children.
So how many children are being looked after in India, in these SOS villages? And
we have 2 main programs. One is for children who have lost everything. That's our SOS Children's Villages. So for them we make our families, what I just explained to you. And this would be about 6,700, 6,800 children. We have 36 children's villages in India, from up in Srinagar down to Trichur, deep south, and Bhuj to Shillong. So we are in many parts of India. Second also is a very big program which we call a family support program. This is where children are, families are at danger of falling out. They may not have economic possibilities, their children's rights are being violated. So we support these families so that they can take care of their children, and the children can stay within the family and they don't have to move out. So we have around 20,000 such children all over India. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's about 27,000 kids in different parts, yeah.
Both programs
both
combined.
programs. And then we have other, but these are what we call our core programs. Then we have programs for health, we have programs for schools. We run some schools in India which are for disadvantaged children and other community kids. And we have some health programs, basically prevention.
Second category, which you said was indirect help.
Yes.
Is basically the children remain in their own families and they get that financial assistance.
It's not necessarily only financial assistance.
Okay.
It can be arranging services which, you know, are essential. Like I tell you, some time ago I was visiting one of our programs in Bihar. And we have this family support program there, and I went to see it. It's the community has given us in this village a space where we have a small school. It's all very temporary kind of a thing. And I was there, and I met a lot of parents, and they were all come in the morning and they stand by this boundary wall, which is just a couple of stones. So I was talking to the parents and asking them, why are they here? I mean, don't they have something to do? They said, no, we are, you know, we can't even understand. Our kids have never, nobody in our family has ever been to a school. So we just want to come and see this happening. So they come and they stand there and watch it. So our responsibility is to try and make sure that one of these kids from this family can become strong enough to support the family, so they can then move on to the next step. Yeah, but we have to provide them some lot of capacity building, training. Education is a critical part, very critical. Yeah.
You yourself grew up in very close proximity to a village, and or rather in a
We're living in the village.
Yes,
inside. Yes.
How did that impact your decision to go into this line?
I was the eldest boy in the village, so I was treated as an elder brother, and this relationship I still retain with that group of can't say kids, they're my age, they're a few younger than I am.
Right.
And they were there, and we had it was like a big joint family. We were living together. Now, you know, I must share with you a little experience relating to this big joint family. It was 60s and early 70s. TV had just come into India, and the only channel was Doordarshan, you know. And every Sunday there was a Hindi movie. My father had brought a TV back from one of his travels in outside India. So every Sunday this TV was taken out of our house and put in the village lawns. And everybody came together, they brought their food, they brought their tea. And it was about 300 people watching a small TV. I don't think anybody saw the movie, but it was a big joint family kind of a thing. So for us it was very normal or natural, you know. At that time I didn't even realize that there were all kinds of distinctions which were existing. So we took it as normal. It was only later on. I was very actively involved. I mean, when I was in the university, I would come back, I would go with the community for summer camps.